see it now? It's not showing you. Okay. I don't see you. There. I just there you are. Finally got you there.
Yay!
We did it. Yay.
Okay. Oh. Now let's see if it's gonna let me.
I don't see you.
You don't see me?
No. There. There you are. I see you. Finally got you there.
Okay. Yay!
We did it.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Now let's
got
see.
Something else on?
I
don't see you.
You don't see me?
No.
Are there two of me?
Yes.
Okay.
There's. I hear two of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to cancel one of me.
I don't see two of you. I hear two of you.
Okay.
Now got something else on?
No.
I don't see you.
You don't see me?
There's only one of you here.
Are there two of me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna go out.
I hear two of you. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to cancel.
Okay. Okay. Do you need the thing again? There you are. There you are now.
Is that me now? Everything's good now. Okay.
They was two of you, but you was underneath each other.
Okay. Woo!
So when you went out, the other one was on that said your camera and your mic wasn't on. That's why it wouldn't let you on the first time.
Okay, so this is real life happens, and it happens to us every time we try to do anything.
There you are now.
Oh, is that me now? Everything's good now. Okay.
They was two of you, but you was underneath each other.
Okay.
Are you in there again twice? The other one was on that said your camera and your mic wasn't on. That's why it wouldn't let you on the first time.
Okay, so this is real life happens, and it happens to us every time we try to do anything.
There you are now.
Oh, is that me now? Everything's good now. Okay.
There was two of you, but you was underneath each other. Okay. Are you in there again twice? The other one
I'm going to go all the way out and come back.
Okay. Why it wouldn't let you on the first time. Well, hello. How's everybody tonight? We're going to talk about a hard subject. It's not easy to talk about. It's a very hard subject. My heart's been broken, and I know a lot of you all's been broken over these kids. It's a shame that our world's coming to this, that our kids think they have to kill kids. He's more or less a child, but just turned 18. But it's not good. Not good at all. I don't know what our world's coming to, but we need to keep guns out of kids' hands. That's for sure. We need to have mental evaluations on people when they register for a gun. If they've had any background of trouble or mental diseases or anything, I think, especially our young people, I don't know what's going on with them. I know I'm older. I don't understand a lot of young people. I'm raising 2 young ones, but I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's happening. I know I'm older.
All right. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
You know what I did? I left the stupid YouTube on. You know, because I had to go to YouTube to find the stream, click on the link, and then you got to close the YouTube. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's what was going on.
I think we're ready now.
Yep.
Okay.
So you need to play the disclaimer and stuff like that first.
Now,
you do that.
You're going to have to play it from your side.
How would I do that?
All right. Look under brand on the side, on the right-hand side of the screen. You should see a circle that says brand. You're going to click on that, and you're going to scroll down. And hopefully all those videos I put in there are still in there.
Okay, the video clips.
Yeah.
The overlay. Which one do I click on?
Keep on going down. You should see the 30-second countdown.
Okay. Play it first.
That? Yeah, go ahead and do that.
All righty.
Okay, now go down and play the one that says shooting video.
I don't see one that says shooting video.
There's no more under the 30-minute count or 30-second countdown?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. We don't have to play it.
Yeah.
We can just go ahead and talk about it.
I see this. StreamYard overlay, countdown, then it says something about background, bubble, dark.
Yeah, okay, it didn't.
I don't know what that is.
It didn't.
Go on there. Oh, okay.
It's okay. It says I'm supposed to be able to share my screen and play videos, but I have no idea how to do that. Let's see what this says. No, we don't want to.
Maybe.
If I hit share screen.
See if you can share a screen. It might put us to the side, I think.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Put us to the side, maybe.
Let's do a Chrome tab. Select a tab to preview. I don't know how to do all that. Window.
Let's see what it does. That didn't work.
No. got a little, it says echo and it's got a picture of a screen.
On mine, it's got a picture. It says echo and it shows me and you.
All right.
So do I add to stream?
I'm going to see this. If I select a file, let's see if it'll play it. Hold on.
Let me see if I add this to stream, what will happen. And then we click, I can put it out.
Okay.
There we go. Now you can do it.
I won't let me do that. Oh, these are read only. Okay. Try downloads. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, how do I start it?
I added it. I have to add it. I think.
There it goes. Nope. Ah. Is that your telephone?
Yeah. Text message.
There we go.
What happened? It didn't.
Now let me
Is
see.
it playing?
Now I'm pressing play. Let's see what happened. What? Seems like
Well,
it's playing, but it's not showing nothing.
yeah. Full screen layout. It's just showing black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad nobody's watching right now. Real life happens.
Yeah,
We're still learning. Hey, at least we got on live.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to say remove from stream.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Let me try it. It says add to stream. Let me see if it'll play. For some reason it's not loading.
Mm-mm.
It'll show the picture when it says add to stream, but that's it. It don't show nothing else. It just says start. So I'll have to remove.
Yeah, we'll just have to figure that out next time.
I'm trying. Because it shows the picture of the pencils and the books and all that.
Yeah, see, but that's like the middle of the video. I don't understand why it's doing it like that. Let me see again.
Let me try it again. I'll put it all the way back. Let's see. We'll figure this out one way or the other. It's just not loading for some reason. I don't know why. That's why I said we're going to have to get somebody to come on here and help us one night. Teach us how to do this stuff.
All right,
Because
let's see if
not
it's doing
working.
it this time. There we go. Now we hit play. And no picture. I don't get it. If you're here.
Yeah, there it comes.
There we go. Finally.
There we go. Now I'll push.
No,
Okay,
there
there
we
you go.
There's,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Aha. Put it on full screen.
There we go. Okay. Now how we get it off of there? Let's see. All right. Click on this. Remove.
I'll remove.
There we go. All right. That worked a
Put
little
us
bit
back
better.
up.
Oh.
Well, what happened? Stop.
I don't know, because I said to remove it.
It's
There
still,
we go.
there it goes. The other one,
I got okay. So let's talk about what happened on May 24th in Uvalde, Texas. A young man by the name of Salvador Ramos was 18 years old and lived in Uvalde, Texas, which is 83 miles from San Antonio. It's a small town, about 16,000 to 20,000 people is all. And he was having an argument with his grandmother. We don't know details about that, but he shot his grandmother and she later passed away. His grandfather said he didn't know anything about him having any guns in the house. On Salvador's 18th birthday, he went to a local gun shop and he bought 2 AR-15 semi-automatic rifles, some body armor, and several magazines and a lot of ammunition. He was of legal age in the state of Texas to make that purchase. He did it legally. He used his own name, filled out whatever paperwork was required of him. So it wasn't a gun law that, you know, he could have gotten it another way, but he did it legally. He then put on Instagram prior to going to the school for the kids to beware. Some people who knew him also said that he was putting things on his social media leading up to the killings about animal cruelty and killing animals, about shooting, about guns, even said he was going to shoot up a school. About 11:32 a.m., he made it to Robb Elementary School. It was a elementary school for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders. So we're talking 8, 9, and 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
He encountered a school security officer, and he shot him. And that is how he was able to gain entrance into the school building without being stopped by the security officer. So that wasn't the problem. There was a security officer on duty at that particular school that morning. He basically went throughout the school and was shooting at anyone and everyone that he saw. We know that there are at least 17 injured, still in hospital, 2 critically ill or critically injured. We know that 19 children were killed. 2 teachers were killed. He held up in a classroom, and it was taking the police too long to get there. So a border patrol agent that was in the area came and took matters into his own hands and ended up fatally wounding Salvador. So far in 2022, we have had 213 mass shootings. On May the 18th, 2022, a Presbyterian church in Laguna Woods, California, 1 person killed, 5 people wounded. The day before that, May 17th, 2022, 10 people were killed and 3 people wounded in a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. We've had all kinds of school shootings. We've had in 2018, Santa Fe High School, 2018, Parkland, Florida, 2012, Sandy Hook, which was Newtown, Connecticut, and in 1999, Columbine in Littleton, Colorado. That was 23 years ago. So America, wake up. We've had 23 years of being aware that people lose their minds and go and shoot up our children and teachers. 23 years, and it is still happening today.
And that's mostly
gun laws,
children.
It's mostly children, right? And changing gun laws are not going to solve the issue because the children are not getting their guns through legal channels most of the time. Now, this is the unusual time that he did do it legally. The majority of the time, they get it from the parents, or they get it on the street, or they get it from wherever. So you cannot control them having possession of the guns. What we have to control is them having guns in our schools.
Yeah. We need metal detectors.
Exactly. Now, I'm the mother of an elementary school teacher, and I'm afraid for her, and I'm angry for her. She has to go to work, but one day it could be her school we're talking about. And, something has to be done. I don't know.
One here. Sure. We had a shooting here, but thank God none of the kids died from it in our town.
Yeah.
Madison, Ohio.
And that's the thing. It's happening all over. I started to take notes and write things down, and I was just like overwhelmed with it, with how many senseless deaths that we've had because of this kind of, activity.
Yeah. And a lot of kids get bullied.
And that's another thing.
Yeah.
So many children are being bullied at school.
Yeah.
I think I had a statistic here. 1 out of 5 middle school and high school students are being bullied. And it said every 7 minutes, someone is bullied.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
And kids won't tell their grandparents or their parents.
That's right. And what's happening,
I know from experience,
are these kids are committing suicide because they don't think they can live with the torture and the torment these bullies are bringing on them. And you're right, Miss Norma. Kids won't tell. Because kids, they don't think there's nothing to do. And sometimes the bullies, just like SA people and domestic violence people, will tell the children, if you tell, I'm going to hurt your family.
DA.
And so the child feels like they're protecting their family by not telling anyone what's going on.
But I know from experience this year, my grandson that I'm raising has been getting bullied all year, and I just found out they Their last day was yesterday, and I just found out the night before that this boy had been bullying my grandson for I don't know how long, and he just now told me. And I said,
And
you know,
it's getting
it's
more and
scary.
more serious.
Yeah, it's scary for our kids. You think you send your kids to school, they're safe. They're not. They're not safe. Mine go to a private Christian school, and they're still not safe. So it don't matter what kind of
It,
school you send them
that's
to.
right. It doesn't matter what kind of
No,
school it is. It doesn't matter what kind of students are in that school. None of it matters. This bullying epidemic, it crosses all those lines. It doesn't, these kids don't care who they hurt
yeah.
and what they're doing to these
I
other
mean,
children.
I know bullying's been around a long time, but it's getting worse. And
So,
parents say, well, the kid needs to grow up. No, yeah, you don't teach your children to bully people. That's
no, you don't.
wrong. It's very
And,
wrong.
and I feel like the majority of the kids that are bullying other kids are probably being bullied by their own
Bullied.
parents,
Yeah,
and they're not being taught at home. And that's one thing my daughter, has told me. These kids are not getting anything from home. They're not getting the emotional support. Some of them don't even have their physical needs being met.
yeah,
And they definitely are not told that they're loved or shown any kind of affection or emotional support or anything. And so those kids feel horrible about themselves.
yeah.
It's
And I
just,
said
it's
it's a
sad.
shame because I know a lot of parents work day and night both. They have to live these days. It's awful. But take time with your kids. You know, that's all they want. You can buy them everything in the world, they still ain't gonna be happy. They just
No.
need their parents
And they
or
need that.
whoever's
You can't
raising
buy
them.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they need that love.
exactly.
They need to know that you're gonna be there for them. They need to know, that they're protected.
Yes.
And if they feel like they're not protected, they're going to take it out on somebody else that they see that is being protected and loved
Hmm.
because they're jealous. And
Jealousy. Hmm.
it's not right. I mean, I know, like now, when I got my grandkids, they were babies, and you would not believe how many grandparents are raising their grandkids now. And even when I got mine, they were great grandparents raising their grandkids.
Right.
And there's a lot of them out there that, we're older and taking little ones in your retirement age is not what you look forward to. But I
No,
wasn't going to let mine get in the system, you
no.
know. And people
That's
say, well, how do you do it? But
definitely,
it's
definitely what
something that you,
kids too.
yeah, yeah. It's like, you don't know what you'll do until you come to that point. Like when they say, your grandkids are going to be put out in a foster home that could be treated worse than
Right. You
they are
don't
being treated.
know.
You don't
And
know.
most of them are not good. Most of
Yeah,
them, are having problems. And just
yeah,
look at all these kids that have gone missing
yeah,
after they had been removed and then put back in the home with the
yeah,
parents, and then they go missing,
yeah.
turn up dead or whatever. I
Our
mean,
world needs to wake up. Is what they need to do.
they
Our
do.
world needs to wake up. And I mean, seriously, wake up.
They definitely do. Society is just, I don't even know anymore what to say about it. I mean, we just have
Yeah,
so many problems.
problems. Yeah. And our kids being raised in this now is
And
they
it
got,
affects everybody. Some
yeah,
people, they're rich. They want to turn the other way and say, "Oh, not in my family," or whatever. I
yeah,
feel like I got too much light on this
yeah.
screen. I wonder if I put this light on and turn that light off.
But
Let's see. This is
people need to wake up, and realize what's going on in this world. That we need to
that's a
change
little better.
things.
maybe.
We need to change things. Uh, the gun laws, I think they ought to move them up to 21 because they're more mature at 21.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and so many people, when you try to talk about it, they, oh,
yeah,
don't take my gun away and blah, blah, blah. That's all
yeah,
fine and good, but lock them up.
yeah. Ours
Don't let
stays locked up.
kids
I
have them.
mean, we don't have a handgun, but we do have, rifles from
Hmm.
that was passed on from my husband's dad,
Yeah.
and so I even got my kids' BB guns and they're locked up. I won't even let them get them out because you can get hurt with a BB gun.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not,
You can
I
get
have taught my kids, I teach my grandkids, you don't point a gun when you're playing. Never point a gun
no.
because you don't know that it could be a real one you pick up and you point it and you kill somebody not meaning to,
Well, and they
you
say you
know,
never point a gun unless you intend on shooting.
to the shooting. Yeah. And I tell them
And
that
that's
even
the
with the
thing.
dirt guns,
If you're going to have guns in your home and you have children, teach them gun safety.
yeah,
Teach
yes.
them to be,
And what it
aware
can do.
that
Yeah.
what those guns can do exactly. I don't have anything against somebody trying to protect their home or their
No,
family,
I don't either.
but I just don't understand how so many people get guns that don't need to have guns in their possession,
If you
and
got
yet,
keys to that, put them to where these children do not know where your gun case keys are. Don't
yeah,
let them know where they're at.
yeah.
You know, that's a
When I
lot
was
of it.
when I was
They need to,
14, my best friend died in a gun accident, and it was let's see, 63, 73, 77, 1977. And back then, most men had a rifle rack or
yeah,
shotgun rack hanging on their wall and had
yeah,
rifles and shotguns hanging there on display. And my friend went over to another boy's house and they were checking out one of the rifles, and neither one of them knew it was loaded. And they were at the top of the stairs outside the kid's bedroom. And my friend took the barrel of the gun and swung the butt of it around to his friend. And when his friend grabbed the gun, it went off. And it went right into his chest. It threw him down that flight of stairs. And of course, his chest exploded.
yeah. That's a
But
shame.
total senseless.
Knows you don't keep a loaded gun in your house
That's right.
unless it
And
is locked up and the
yeah,
ammunition completely separate.
and the poor boy, he did not know that it was
Yeah,
loaded, and
and that's
he
something
just
that
about
child
lost
has to
his
live with.
mind. That's right. He
Yeah,
about lost his mind
yeah,
because he felt so guilty about what had
yeah,
happened and everything. His parents felt terrible about it
yeah,
because obviously the dad had left it loaded, and you know,
yeah.
child didn't know about it. But anyway, back then we never knew that was going
We
to be
were
an
taught
issue.
gun safety.
Yeah, you don't mess with a gun.
Kids don't get taught gun safety no more.
No, they don't. No,
I
they
think
don't.
they ought to teach them in school, but I know they teach a lot in school, and it's hard for them to teach a lot of stuff. But stuff like this, things that are more important than stuff they're not going to use.
Hmm.
Because yeah,
Exactly.
a lot of stuff they're not going to use.
Well,
Seriously.
we have all the safety stuff in place now that we didn't have even when I was a kid. We didn't have
Yeah.
seatbelts in the car. We didn't have car seats.
No.
I
No.
remember riding in the back of an open pickup truck.
Yeah, I did
I
too.
was 4 or 5 years old. I could have very easily got bounced out of there. They hit a bumper or a
But I
hole.
mean, yeah,
But I mean, just all kinds of things that, we didn't have, our parents didn't worry about us, but they did teach us about gun safety, and they did
yeah,
teach us about stranger danger
sure,
and,
and
you know, things like that, drugs
yeah.
and, somebody
My
kidnapping
dad,
you and, that kind
my dad kept a gun in the house, but to this day, well, when he died, that's when I found out where the gun was. I didn't. I knew there was one in the house, but I had no idea where it was at. And he died probably 12 years ago, and I'm 65. So that tells you how old I was before I even knew where the gun
Yeah.
was in the house. I don't even know if my mom knew where it was at. I'd say she did because my dad worked midnights, but uh, it was never talked about
Yeah.
in our house. He told me about it, told me that, taught me, everything about it. Said you don't play with it, it's not a toy. You don't try to find it, And I never did. I just went on my way and never worried about it because I knew my daddy was there to protect me if
Right.
something happened. But
Well,
a lot of kids don't have that now.
my dad had the rifles and shotguns hanging in the bedroom,
Yeah.
their bedroom wall. But I never thought like, where's the bullets? Or
Yeah.
Anything like that. I mean, if something would have happened and I was there by myself, I wouldn't have thought go get the gun because I wouldn't even know where the bullets were,
Yeah.
But it's just so sad now.
Yeah, it is.
That,
It
these
breaks my heart for these parents because I sit and watch them, and it's like sitting there having to wait to see if it's their child, and it's like, Lord, my heart goes out to them. I'm telling you, it broke my heart, and I cried. And it's like every time I watch one, watch these little ones that was in the school when it happened, listen to them, it just breaks your heart, and it's like, people, come on, wake up! Do you not see what's happening here?
exactly.
Seriously, that could have been our little ones,
And people need to
It could
wake
be
up.
your little ones, the ones out there. It could be. Think about it.
3 years since Columbine,
Yeah.
and I don't even know that Columbine was the first serious
No, I don't
mass
either.
shooting like that or not. I know it's one that I remember.
Yeah.
My daughter was born in 97, so she was 2 at the time. So I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
People have got to wake up. We've got to wake up, and we've got to
And
start.
I mean, our kids, they're paying for mistakes that parents make.
Mhm.
And it's not right. It's not right. I mean, I know parents, a lot of parents do teach them, but a lot of parents don't, and I guess, I don't know, did the boys' grandparents raise him, or have they said anything about the parents?
No, they haven't. I haven't heard anything about the parents. I'm assuming that they were raising him, being that the grandfather said he didn't know he had him in the house. So I'm assuming the boy lived with them.
Boy lived with the
And
grandparents.
that's why he went shot. I don't know where the grandfather was and why he shot the grandmother, and it sounds to me like he was obviously planning to do something.
Yeah.
When he went
I mean, as little as mine is, I watch everything they do. I mean, my kids say that, I'm old time. Yeah, I'm old time. I watch my kids, everything they did. We didn't have cell phones and all that stuff when my kids was growing up. We had them, but the kids didn't have them back then.
Right.
And like the little ones I've got now, they want a cell phone. They got a cell phone that they can use here, and they only use it on internet only. And they have to be in this house to use it.
Yeah.
But as far as getting them service, no, I'm not letting them take no phone to school. If something happens at school, they can go down to the office and call me. They do it all the time.
Right.
It's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't come home when they're supposed to, I'm calling the bus garage or I'm calling the school. Like, where are they? And I know a lot of parents have to work, and it's hard on them. I know it is.
But you make arrangements. You have somebody you trust to be there with your children.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a working
keep
parent.
Keep an eye on them anyway.
Yeah. And we had
enough to stay home by themselves. Have a neighbor watch them or keep an eye on them.
And that was, my daughter went to school with a little girl that lived a few houses down. And there was a period of time in our life where she would get out of school before I got home, but my husband had already he was working like the evening shift. And so there was a few hours in between, that overlapped to where nobody
Yeah.
was in her house to watch her. And so she would get off the bus and she would go to her friend's house because her mom was a
Yeah.
stay-at-home mom. And she would watch them until I got there and picked her up. But I, got off in time to get her home and get her to bed before, she
And know where your kids are. Know where they're at all the time. Don't just let them roam the streets.
And how many
I
people
see it around here all the time. Little tiny ones roaming the streets. And the parents ain't home. They leave them home. Little bitty ones by themselves. Yeah.
They leave their kids come home, get off that school bus, and there's nobody there when they go home.
Yeah.
Now, sure, they're supposed to go in their apartment and stay in there, but little kids.
No, they ain't gonna do that.
No, you see them out and about, and it's like, excuse me, does your mama know? Especially when they're way far away from where their apartment's at. And I'm like, I know which kids live in my building. And so when I see strange little kids over there, I'm like, excuse me, where's your dad?
I used to have some come. Their mom was gone all the time. They had a house full all the time. She'd leave these two little girls. I'd say they weren't that old. I don't even think the smallest one went to school yet.
Mm.
But she would leave, and they did learn they weren't allowed to use the stove. So they bring food over here, or my neighbors, to cook it for them because they were hungry. And I'm like, where's your mom? Well, I don't know. And it's like, it'd be late at night before she come home, and it's like, you don't leave your kids. And she was called on, I don't know how many times, but they never did do anything. And it's like, you don't have kids just to leave them at home by themselves when they're tiny. I mean, if you're working, get a babysitter.
That's right.
Or get one of your friends to come over and watch them.
And now, daycare is so expensive.
Yeah.
One of the teachers my daughter works with made the comment that, she wouldn't have another child until her first child was in school because she can't afford to pay daycare for 2 kids on what a teacher makes, Yeah. I said,
teachers don't. And I said, they put their life on the line every day dealing with these kids because there's some kids that can be real unruly too.
And it's the same thing with when the big C came around. My daughter had to teach remotely for a while.
Yeah.
And, I asked her, are you scared to go to school, with all that going on and everything? And she said, no. I need to do my job. I want to be there with those kids. I want to be doing my job, so even though as bad as it gets, if you have that teacher heart and you want to be a teacher, you're going to go and you're going to do what you need to do. But she said there are so many teachers who are leaving the teaching profession and are finding other jobs because it's just getting so bad. And you can't really blame them. But there's definitely a teacher shortage.
Yeah. I know our school, they always changing teachers. There's some that's been there for a long time, and then the newer ones, the younger ones that's coming in, like just getting out teaching, they won't stay there. They go somewhere else, or they just, it's always changing. Like poor little Natalie come home and was crying her heart out because she had to leave her teacher, Mr. Well, I ain't gonna say his name. But and then I said, well, you'll see him next year, won't you? And she said, I don't know. He's thinking about leaving. And this is his first year. And I'm like,
oh, well.
And it's broke her heart because she loved him so much, he was a very good teacher. I wrote him a thank you letter at the end of the year, saying I appreciate you. And because teachers don't get appreciation in you. And, especially when COVID was going, the C word, was going on.
Mm-hmm.
When they went back to school, I told them, I said, You don't know how much I appreciate you all, especially since this has happened. Because
Yeah.
homeschooling is not for me.
No.
The little boy, he done real good. The little girl, I'd have to fight with her and fight with her to get her to do her work. And when they done it like on the computer and stuff, face to face, like being in class, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't so bad. But when they had to do it just on their pads, their work and stuff, and then turn it in, I couldn't get her to do it. I'd have to fight with her and fight with her, and she'd sit in the chair, and I said, "Well, you ain't getting up till you get your work done. Then you can go play." And not play. Her thing's TV, and she just, I told her, I said, "You're not getting TV. You're not going outside. You're not doing nothing till you do your work." So she brushed through it,
Yeah.
and I had to make her come back.
Well, and
You couldn't
that's
even read her handwriting. That's how bad it was. She just,
the kids are so far behind
yeah,
because of those, the
yeah,
part of the 1 year and then the second year, they most of them were remote the first half of the year. Some of them at my daughter's school were remote the entire year. So this year was the
yeah.
first year. A lot of those kids were in the third grade and they were first grade when they last were in class. So she had a lot of children that didn't do too well on the end of the year testing because, they didn't come in there second grade level ready to learn third grade.
Learn, yeah,
They came in there, a lot of them came in their kindergarten and first grade level, and then she had to try to work with them the best she could. But, it really makes a difference. The principal and the administration and the social worker and just all the people at the school, they can either make it or break it. Because
yeah.
as the teacher can, notice things and see things that need to be addressed. And they can tell the social worker, they can tell the principal. But if they don't act on it, then
Yeah,
the child doesn't end up getting anything, any services or anything like that. And that's another thing. I didn't understand that. Parents actually don't want their children labeled, like that they need special education or that they, need this or need that. And I said, you got to be kidding me. You have a child that's struggling, that needs more one-on-one help, but you won't even let them be tested to see if they would qualify for services because you don't want them labeled,
I've been trying to get mine tested because they both need it. Where they're ADHD
Yeah, and
and they're falling behind,
she
and
said
it's like
they won't even
fighting
take them to
teeth.
get medication or anything.
Yeah, uh, they still have trouble on their medication. Uh, Eli struggles in math and science real bad. And he was doing tutoring, but then all of a sudden the tutoring stopped. I don't know why. And Natalie, Natalie's smart. Natalie's just lazy. They done said she was.
Yeah.
uh,
Natalie just
but
needs
she
to get
does need help.
some
She does need help
motivation.
on some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I told her because she kept saying, "Mama, am I going to pass?" And I said, "If you don't straighten up, no, you're not going to pass." And it took her teacher to tell her this the last quarter. Natalie, if you don't try this quarter, I will have to flunk you. And she tried her best. I mean, she didn't do the best because she got so far behind from not doing it before.
Right.
And so I don't know if she passed or not. So we'll see. They said if they don't contact me, that she passed. If they contact me, that means she didn't pass. And so I
Well,
won't know
that's
nothing.
another thing. The parents get to say whether or not they want their child held back.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, you have to say that.
if they need it, better to
Yeah.
hold them back in elementary school than let them go on higher up and then have to try to hold them back.
Yeah, now the oldest one, Dylan, we held him back in, I think, 8th grade. And now he's starting his 3rd year of college. And he's still a straight A student. And I said, he thanks us all the time. if he hadn't been held back and got off his butt, he wouldn't be where he's at. And
Right.
I thank God every day that he got off his butt, because
Mhm.
he's making something of himself, and I'm very proud of him. He's a child we never had trouble with. He just got lazy and didn't do his work and stuff. So, but the next quarter, he put his mind to it and went from straight F's to straight A's. And I was so proud of him.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You need to be proud of him. The new school my daughter's going to be teaching at, I think it's kindergarten through 5th grade. Pretty sure. And but their whole school theme is you can go to college, you can have a career. And they do things to highlight colleges and different careers, and have all these special guests come in and talk to the kids and motivate the kids. And everything is about, doesn't matter where you come from, what your eco background is, none of that. All that matters is that you want to try. And if you try hard enough, you can go to college. You can get a career. You can, and not necessarily they have to go to college. It might be a technical school or get a trade, some kind of skill or something. But they're not saying, you'll never amount to nothing,
Yeah.
And don't bother trying. There's not, you're not going to go to college. They're like, no, every child can go to college. And every child can, better themselves and do better than
what they want to be.
Exactly.
They just have to put their mind to it.
That's right. And they do all kinds of things for those kids, positive reinforcement and special little things. And my daughter and I were talking about it today. It's not that it has to cost a whole lot of money, but it's that they get to do something that other kids don't get to do.
Yeah.
It's just that recognition of you did well. Now you get this, extra activity or whatever it is. And that's how you get through to a kid. You have to give them that positive reinforcement.
Make them earn it. Yeah.
Be on them for them to turn it around, Yeah,
that's the way they've done at elementary at Manly and they're
school. They're teaching them
like a treasure box. And if they stay out of trouble,
and gentlemen, and I mean, they do all kinds of things. And the one thing that my daughter, she tried at the school she was at, but she likes to be able to make it engaging and fun and interesting for the kids. And she teaches math and science, which sometimes, are subjects that the kids struggle with. Yeah. So she would try to, anything she could do to make it more engaging and more exciting and more fun, and she's amazed at the little things that those kids would ask her, time and time again. Can we do that again? Can we do this? Can, if we get our work done, can we do that? And she'd say, that's what you want to do, but that's what they would want to do. She'd let her do it, or whatever. So she's very excited for this new year coming. And all the things that, she should be able to incorporate. Yeah. And at least at that school, it's going to be appreciated, and she'll get recognition for, taking that extra step and trying to, engage the kids and have them be motivated to learn and all of that. And she's like a big kid herself. She gets in there and I don't know, they just all connect to her. Her first year, they told her she wasn't old be a teacher, and so when she said, I'm not only a teacher but I'm married, and they were like, no, you're too young to be married, you can't be married, be a teacher and be married. And then she showed them a picture of her husband, and so they all wanted her husband to come to school, to meet them, and just all kinds of things. And then when she was pregnant, you're not old enough, Miss Bivens, to have a baby, she's like, yes, I am, But she gets along real well with the kids. And
That's
She'd
good.
been there 3 years. So the fifth graders going on to sixth grade, that was her first group of kids. So
Yes, Natalie. I think that's why Natalie kept saying, I don't want to go to sixth grade. I don't want to go to sixth grade. It's going to be too hard. It's going to be too hard. But now that it's at the end of year, she's kind of like, and Eli, he'll be in junior high, uh, middle school, whatever they call it now. I don't know what they call it. But Natalie, her going into sixth grade will be in middle school at their school. Uh, so, and it's like they're they're growing up so fast, and it's like blink of an eye, they're grown. It's like I'll tell you, and she's she wants to be a dance teacher. Eli ain't made his mind up yet. He said either a police officer or something like that. And he loves to argue, so I tell him he'd be a good lawyer
yes,
because he could really argue a
yeah,
case real good. I said Natalie could be a good lawyer because she likes to argue too. They
yeah.
argue all the time. It's like they argue over the simplest, stupidest little
But
things, and it's like
with
what?
being a lawyer, you have to know the law, and you have to. I
Yeah,
mean, we've seen that from watching Johnny's trial.
yeah,
They can only say certain things, and they have to
yeah.
stop when the judge tells them to stop,
To
and
stop.
all
That'd
of
be Eli's
that.
problem. He couldn't stop. Eli couldn't stop.
Yeah,
He'd be going on and on and
no,
on.
he'd be like, "No, let me tell you, Judge. Let me explain
Judge,
to you
yeah,
why I need to say this." And the judge would be saying, "You're in contempt of court. You want
of
to go
course,
to the
yeah,
jail."
yeah. That's where he ended up at all the time because he's
Exactly.
got to get his point across. I tell you, I get
Mhm.
tickled at him. It's like,
Which, I mean, that shows his intelligence in the fact that he doesn't just be real mousy
yeah,
and be like, okay, but when you're raising kids, you don't want them to talk back. You don't want them to have
no,
opinions. You want them to be like, I'm the boss. That's what I said.
yeah.
That's the end of it. And that's my granddad.
I don't tell them that until they decide that they think they can do something without asking, and they're getting to that age where they think they can just do something without asking, and it's like, when did you become the boss? And they're
Exactly.
like, what? And I said, well, you're doing things without asking now. So uh, I thought me and Peppo's the boss, and they'll look at me like, well, yeah. Then I said, don't you think you're supposed to ask before you do this or do that? Or take off, think you're going to take off somewhere, or you're going to go here, you're going to go there. I think you need to ask before you start deciding that you're going to do all this stuff.
That's right.
And they'll look at you like, I said, when you get old enough to make your own decisions, then that's time to move out. They don't like that. They're like, but where would I go? How would I live? And I said, then you let us make the decisions. We make decisions that we think are best for you. We're not trying to hurt you. We're not trying to be mean. We're trying to make decisions that what we think is best for you, and if you're safe or not, and what's safe and what's not
And
safe.
what a lot of kids don't realize is that things that kids can do, and they might get in trouble with the law, but the parent or the grandparent that's raising them can get in trouble too.
Yeah, that's what
You
I
know,
told them.
because
And they
you're
get
supposed
mad
to want
because I
them out of
don't let
control.
them run off. The
Mm-hmm.
kids around here are more or less turned loose.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing bad about them or nothing. There's some good kids around here, and then there's some bad kids around here. And like I told them, I could let you run around, go wherever you want to go. But if you're with a bunch of kids that's doing something they shouldn't be doing, and then the law comes, they could blame it on you or get away before, and the law gets you, and you're going to be the one that gets blamed for it, not them. Even though they did it, but because you was around them and they got away, you're going to be in trouble for it.
That's
And
right.
I said that's something you don't want. You don't want to make a record for yourself. You're wanting to do all this stuff when you get older. You don't want a record. Nobody wants a record.
No.
And I said, you don't want to do stuff and sneak around and do stuff and get caught, because if the law catches you, you're going to go to court, and then the judge ain't going to like you because they look down on kids that are doing things that they know better and do. And I said, you two are old enough to know between right and wrong. I said, when you get a certain age, you know between right or wrong. If you're doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, don't do it.
Well, that's what I told my daughter. I said, when you have that uneasy feeling, like you know this is not right, then don't do it.
Don't do
Somebody's
it.
telling you not to do it. She went one time with her friend. They wanted to go walk around the track at the middle school. So I took them and I sat in the car, and they went and they walked around the track. Well, there was some, like the football team had left some equipment out there on the field in the middle of the track. And it was some of those, like maybe when you see a high jumper and they jump over the thing and there's like big cushion things to land on. Okay, there was some things like that. So they walked around a couple of times, and about that third time they went around, the little girl decided she's going to go jump on those things. So she goes over there and she starts jumping on it. And here's my child standing there like, my mom is in the car. My mom can see me. I don't think I should jump on those. They're not ours, you know. So she doesn't jump on them the first time. So she waits. The little girl comes off. They walk around again. So I thought, well, I should say something. But I thought, no, because she didn't do it. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Well, when they go around the second time, they didn't go and mess with those things. But it was kind of like on an incline. They went up to the top of it and they rolled down, which it didn't really hurt anything. But still, they were supposed to be walking on the track. They weren't supposed to be messing around.
Yeah.
So when they come back around that time, I said, okay, get in the car, ladies. And my daughter's like, well, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. I said, I didn't say you did anything. Just get in the car. It's time to go. So we go home, and the little girl goes on home, and Allison's like, well, what did I do? What was wrong? And I said, well, honey, how did you feel when you were standing there watching your friend jump on those things? And she said, I knew it. I knew you saw me. I knew you were watching me. I said, well, of course I'm watching you. You're my child. You know, you're not old enough to go and do this by yourself. So, yeah, you think I'm going to sit in the car, but I'm not going to watch you, you know? Yeah. I said, well, what were you feeling? She said, I was feeling it wasn't right, and I didn't think I should do it. And I said, well, that's good. That's your instinct telling you not to do it. I said, that's what you got to learn to listen to. And she said, okay, but what about when we rolled down the side? And I said, what'd you feel about that? And she said, I kind of knew that was wrong, but I did it anyway. And I said, well, as long as you knew you were wrong. And you knew that you were wrong, it's okay. Yeah. Gonna, you know, and I always had the theory with her is that if I had not told her not to do something, especially when she was little, if I had not said, you know, don't touch that or leave that alone or whatever, then I couldn't punish her if she did it. But if I had told her repeatedly to leave something alone and then she did it anyway, then I'd tear her butt up.
That's what we do with Natalie, because she won't leave nothing alone.
Yeah. But
that child bothers everything.
Allison was a good kid, and I didn't have much trouble out of her at all. And I can't even remember if ever I really spanked her. I mean, I'd swat her butt when she was little or whatever. But she learned how to make those choices on her own, to be able to look at a situation and say, gee, do I think this is the right thing or not? You know, and I told her, I said, you'll be able to use that the rest of your life. No matter what situation you're in and what decision you have to make, you'll be able to figure it out because you'll be able to think about it. I said, but if I had just called you out and said, no, don't mess with that, get in the car, you know, then you wouldn't have learned how to do that on your own. And she'll still, to this day, she's 24, going to be 25 in September. And she'll call me and she'll say, Mama, I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Don't you think that's what I should do? You know, I'm like, well, what do you think you should do? Well, yeah, but, you know, I'm just checking because I think I've thought this out and I think I know what I want to do, you know, and I'll tell her. Yep, sounds good. That's what I would do. Okay,
That's
good
what
idea.
I do with Dylan.
But it's like I don't ever try to tell her, and I don't get in the middle between her and her husband at all.
No,
And I
I
don't
don't
go to
mind
their
either.
house. I don't. I try not to call her or text her when she's over at her house. Um, but I don't ever go to. If I go to town, I might call her and say, "Hey, I'm in town. You need anything or whatever."
Yeah,
More so since the baby, but before the baby came, if I wasn't invited, I didn't go to their house. I just
I
feel
don't
like
mind
that's
either. Yeah,
their private place, and they don't need me there because if she needs me, she'll call me, and then I'll
yeah,
do whatever I can to help her. But I definitely don't get involved in their marriage. And sometimes she'll come and she'll say, "Oh, he this or he that or whatever," and I'll just say, "You have a really good husband, and you have a good marriage, and you need to be talking to your husband about this,
yeah.
talking to your mama about it, because it don't
It's
matter what
like
your
keep
mama
me
thinks."
out of it.
That's right. It depends on what he thinks about things.
Yeah,
And then she'll say,
that's what I tell mine. Keep me out of it. I don't want to
"Yeah."
be in your
She'll say,
arguments
"Well,
or nothing.
you're
I'm
never
not it.
going to take my side." I said, "I'm not taking either one of y'all's side.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the conversation needs to be between the two of y'all. Doesn't need to
yeah.
be with me.
Sit
You
down
know,
and talk it out.
that's right. You go talk to him about it. Then if you want to come back and rehash it with me, that's fine. But
Yeah,
you got to talk to him, you know."
yeah,
But she definitely, I ruined her as far as the being very independent because when I got divorced, I had spent so many years catering to somebody else and taking care of everybody else, and I always was on the bottom, and I wouldn't even do anything for myself or buy myself clothes or anything. It was always,
sound like me.
what does my family need. And when I got divorced and then I'm on my own now, and then it's, started to hit me that, I've got to learn how to take care of me. And so now sometimes, she'll say something and I'll be like, that's what you think. But I'm number one. I come first, then you, then whoever else, whatever. And she'll say, not really. If I said I needed something, you'd go get it. I said, well, I probably would, but I wouldn't do without myself in order
Yeah,
to you, which I would have done that before.
yeah. Now I've run when the kids need, the babies need diapers and stuff. I went out and got them and got stuff they need because I knew that they couldn't do without that stuff. They'd
Yeah.
be between jobs or something, and
Mhm.
I'd help them out. But
Yeah.
like I told them, I'm not gonna put myself out, but I'm not gonna let my grandkids do without, or my kids, do without food. They're
Yeah.
more than welcome. They're hungry. They can come here and eat. I don't care.
That's right.
I'm not that way. Uh, I'm
No,
not
and I
gonna let them
know a lot
starve.
of parents, you're 18, get out. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't have to take care of you anymore.
Mine can't wait till they get 18. That's all I hear about the two little
Well,
ones. And then
Alex,
the oldest one, he's going on, he just, let's see, he turned 22 in February and he's just now moving out.
yeah.
He
Well,
said, I'm
Alex,
going to live with you forever. Somebody's moving out on me.
she was excited to move out and get her own
Yeah.
place with her boyfriend and
Yeah,
all
he
that.
is too.
But it's kind of like she always comes back to mama's, and she shops at my house basically.
Yeah.
If mama don't have it, she don't need it. That's
My
what they do.
kids used to go to my mom's house when they were little because she always bought like extra junk and food and stuff, and she had it under her basement steps. And they'd say, Mama, we're going down shopping. And she said, well, go down and get you some groceries. They go down, pick out what they want, get them a little bag, go down, come back up and say, Mama, we got our groceries. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
And my daughter will sit there and say, you got too much junk, because I'll keep stuff because I'll think, like it might be like piece of a ribbon, not really that big.
Yeah, I got too much junk.
You never know. It's too much to throw away. It's like,
Yeah,
it might be good for something. So
I could use it. Yeah.
Elastic.
This is from
things
having
like that.
grandkids. They
And
come in and they just
say,
throw
oh,
it everywhere.
you got that? And I'll say, Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
I'll go and get it out, and she'll be amazed that I have it. But yet she's always telling me get rid of this stuff, and I'm like, but you don't
Yeah.
understand. If I get rid of all this stuff and then you need it, you got to go to the store and buy it. I've already bought this stuff. I've already paid for it. So it's
Tell
here.
her
Wait.
if I can afford it when I go through my craft stuff, I'll box a lot of it up and send it to her for her classroom.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Because I've got a lot of stuff I'll never use.
Mhm.
I just buy too much.
I know.
I quit going to the Dollar Tree because every time I go in there, I buy too much stuff, knowing I ain't never going to use it.
See, I
I'm
think
like, oh,
I'm
I got this idea and I'm going to
yeah.
do this. I'm going to do that. But
Well, I think I'm crafty, but I'm
do
not. So I'll buy stuff and then it'll be like, what was I thinking?
yeah, it's
I
like
can't do that, or
I go
whatever.
through stuff and it's like, why did I buy this for? I got to change my earplug.
Okay.
This one's going dead.
Mm.
So I put one in and then that way when the other one goes dead, still got one.
What does it say? I have no
Close.
idea.
My shades is getting dark. People can see in my house since we live so close together.
Yeah, I don't even know what all that is. Let's see.
They always talk about moving out of state, and Eli's all excited. Natalie, about a year or two, and after my husband retires,
Mm-hmm.
Natalie's like, no, 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 I ain't leaving dance. And I'm like, they got dance there too, it ain't like we're the only dance studio in the world. But I won't know nobody. Eli said, well, it's about time us moving and making new friends and all that. She said, I don't want new friends. I'm like, I guess. She don't like nothing. She don't like change at all. That
Yeah.
girl don't. She don't. And to go through her clothes, even though she can't wear them, she still wants to hang on to them. And I told her, I said, you're going to be a hoarder. I already know it. Because I have to wait till she's in school to go through her clothes to get rid of them. And I got to get rid of them, put them somewhere where she can't see them. So I can take them to Goodwill or somewhere. Because if she sees them, she'll go back through them and get stuff out, knowing she can't wear it. And that's why I said she's going to be a hoarder. And it's
Allison would keep stuff that had holes in it and stains on it, and just I said, you're never going to wear that anywhere. I like to sleep in it. I like it.
Yeah, that's Natalie. And I told her, I said, you got to make room in your dresser. I got to buy you all new summer clothes because you've outgrown everything. She's grown so much since last summer. And I said, you can't keep stuff you don't wear. It's getting thrown all over your room for no reason or in a drawer that's just sitting there. You don't wear it. I'm not seeing it on you in a year or longer. It's like, but why?
But I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Oh, dear Lord. I just got a tweet. It says a man reportedly pulled out a rifle and began shooting at a dozen of people attending the birthday graduation party outside an apartment complex.
Oh my gosh.
A woman who was attending the party drew a pistol, fired, and killed him.
Oh.
I don't know where this is at. Is it here? Oh my goodness. I think it's in Cincinnati. Because it's our local 12. Let me see. I think it's our local 12. I don't know. No, it's in Virginia. Charleston, West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And he had an AR-15 style rifle. Yeah.
I think you're just going to have to take me off of that other page. Just take me off completely and wait until tomorrow and then put me back on.
Back on, take you off, and then try it again tomorrow.
Yeah, and then see tomorrow if I can get back on both, because this wouldn't even let me go on the StreamYards, right? So
Oh.
it from where it kicked me off earlier, I guess.
I don't know if it killed anybody or not. It didn't say. Oh, yeah. They killed him. It said nobody at the party was injured. Thank God. But they did end up killing him. That woman did. Like, what's our world coming to?
And I made these videos. My ex and
You
his
heard about
wife
Ray
too long.
Lata that played in Dangerous Waters? He was filming Dangerous Water. That actor, he
Hmm.
played in crap. What was the name of the show he played in? Goodfeller. Have you ever heard of Goodfellas?
Yeah.
The one that played in it, he died. He's only 67 years old.
Mm.
Yeah, he went asleep and he
Didn't
died
wake
in his
up.
sleep. You know, they
Hmm.
think he might have had a heart attack,
Yeah.
but he was filming that. It's called Dangerous Waters on the island.
Mm.
He was a good actor too. Well, I don't. There's another shooting. Breaking. One person in custody after every school in West Carrollton School District was placed under lockdown this morning due to a threat.
Mm.
I don't know where that's at because it don't say. That might have been where Dylan's girlfriend works because they had a lockdown because they had a threat
Oh.
this morning. She's a teacher. She's teaching. She's going to college to be a teacher.
Uh-huh.
And Dylan was telling me that her school got locked down because some girl had threatened to bring a gun to school, and they locked it down. But nothing. She didn't show up or something.
Mm.
I'm like, that's all we need. We
Yeah.
have one here in Mason. It's called Madison Schools. I think it's right before COVID. The C word. Sorry.
We're gonna have to cancel this one.
Yeah, the C word. Sorry, YouTube. Uh, but he brought it and he shot. I'm trying to think how many he shot, but none of them died from it. But he shot 2 or 3 students before they got him down
Mm.
uh, during lunch. He come into lunch, and he'd had the gun on him all morning. That's when they started tightening down hard. I was like, and that's usually where we rehearse for uh, the recital.
Uh-huh.
We used to uh, rehearse there, but this year we're not rehearsing there. I don't know why. It's closer, but we got to drive miles away to rehearse.
Mm-hmm.
I said, first week in January, I'm going to be busy. Eli's got a haircut. Next day, they got a doctor's appointment. And then that Thursday, we got to go to the studio because they're getting all the pictures done. And then that Friday, we got to drive far away to rehearse. And so the next couple of weeks is going to be real busy because of the recital coming up. So, they got dance too in between it. And then they got practice. They got practice for the ball dance. So I said, I'm going to be busy. They're
Yeah.
going to run me to death. I said, the end of the year and recital day, it's going to be awful because we're there from early that morning till late at night.
Yeah.
And we get a break in between
What
because we got to
time
go
does
in
the actual recital start?
at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
But we got to be there at 9 that morning because they do dress rehearsal, practice everything. And then if we get done in time, we can go get lunch real fast. This year they're bringing lunch in, so if you wanted to buy it, you could. That way, in case you didn't get out. So I said, before that, I got to go get a bunch of water, drinks, snacks to keep them occupied, and think of a lot of stuff to keep them occupied during it
Yeah.
because they get bored real easy.
Oh, yeah.
I said, boy, oh boy, I'm getting too old for this. Where's old Mamo out?
I can remember it when Allison, but we only did it for 2 years. So,
Yeah. Or this is they've been in it since he's 3. And Eli will be 12. So this
so
is
9.
Eli's, yeah, this is his 9th year and Natalie's 8th. And so it's like, and it gets, and she's so picky about her hair anymore. It takes me forever to get her hair done because we have
They
to
make
switch
them wear
out.
it in a bun, like, and stuff. Or
Well, she's getting more at ease with it about how they wear it. Like Jazz, she can wear it however she wants to. And then an acro, she has to wear it like in a bun in the back because
yeah,
they can't have it hanging down because where they flip and flop, and her hair is so long, she don't want them falling over it or
right.
getting hurt over it. And then they can't have it the bun up here because where they flip, they're
Yeah.
on the head. So we have to fix it back here. And Natalie's got all these little stringy hairs where she cuts on her hair all the time. So, but yet she don't want to get her hair cut. I told her, I said, well, after recital, let's cut it off at least to your shoulders. And she's like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, but yeah, I made her appointment one time because she wanted to get it cut to her shoulders. She got up there, she would not let him cut it. I said, I'm going to just take you home, put you on the ceiling fan, and turn it on high. She said, that'd be fun, Mamo. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, you kids are silly. I said,
Yeah.
I don't know about
Kids
you.
are silly.
I used to threaten them all the time. I said, I'm going to hang you on the ceiling fan by your shirt and just turn it on high and let you. Well, that would be fun. That'd be like at an amusement park riding. I'm like, okay, well, that wouldn't work. Y'all have too much fun.
Yep, exactly.
People said, that's mean. I said, no, they said it'd be fun. Even though the ceiling fan might fall, but I don't think it'd be too fun then. I got this stupid thing that keeps popping up on my screen, and I got to get my grandson down here to figure out why it keeps doing that.
Oh.
He said it's trying to open on a program. I don't know what program it's trying to open. It don't say. So we got to go in and figure out what program it is trying to open because it keeps popping up. It's like a blue screen. Drives me nuts. Especially when you're really watching something and then all of a sudden it just pops up in front of it.
Yeah.
Like, I missed it. Well, it's after 9 o'clock already.
Yep.
I got to close my shade so people won't.
Well, I wished we'd had somebody come watch us.
Yeah. Well, when our channel grows, maybe if it starts growing real good, might not. You never know. That's the joy of being on YouTube.
Well, that's what my daughter said today. She said, oh, y'all got another person. You got 17 subscribers. And I said, yeah, but we got to get 4,000 and 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
Watch hours,
It's been at like 19 point something on watch hours. So
yeah.
And She said,
got
what
longer to go.
happened? I said, well, then we can monetize and we can get super chats and we can get memberships. And I said, but neither one of us really want that money. So I don't know. I said,
what
I don't know
we're
what
gonna
we
do.
if we get there.
Yeah,
Oh my
I don't
God.
know.
She said, well, you might not get there, Mama. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
we might not. I don't know.
Right now, if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't.
That's
it don't
right.
matter.
We're not
We
in any
don't-
time frame. We don't have to
Yeah.
hurry, and we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah, I said so.
And we'll get better and better at it.
Yeah.
The more
Eventually we will.
Yep. Yep.
Might get to be pros at it.
Yep. But do that when you get off. Go in there and take me off completely.
All righty.
Was I an editor before? Or was I a manager?
I can't see manager this time.
I don't know.
I always seen 2 things the first time.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, I'll make you a manager, the top one. And
Because
this time it's got a long list.
Well, it said this time something about an editor. And I don't think I need to be an editor.
I don't know.
So, I don't know. Just take it off.
I'll look at it again.
Yeah, and then wait until tomorrow and then try it again.
So what was you the first time?
I think it was
Manager?
the manager. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
I'll look again. Because it had the other time, when I first done it, it's only like 2 things. And now it's like a long list of stuff. It's like, what?
Oh.
I said, okay.
I don't know, but something's not right somewhere. So,
Okay. Well, I'll take you off and then redo it in the morning and see what it does.
okay.
So,
And just hit me up
alrighty.
with a signal and
Okay.
we will see what happens in this trial. I guess it's going to be closing arguments tomorrow.
Yeah. We need to try to go live on Facebook too and see. We'll have to go under yours though, because I don't have enough friends yet where I got the new Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I haven't tried since I've added more friends, but I'd say they'll probably still say I need more friends. I might need more friends. Okay.
We can try that tomorrow too.
Yeah. All righty, hon. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow then.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Leave studio.